G'day, today we're going to have a look at the Steam Next Fest demo Tents and Trees. Alright, so just a quick explanation, I guess, what we've got, because we're going straight in here. Trees are placed on the grid. You have to place one tent next to each tree. The other cells must have grass. Number around the grid tell you the number of tents in the corresponding row or column. Each tent must be in one of the 4 adjacent cells next to its associated tree, horizontally or vertically, but not diagonally. Tents cannot touch each other, not even diagonally. Let's solve this level together. The numbers for the second column and the third are 0. So there are no tents in the blinking cells. Right click on each of these cells to set grass. Okay, so assumably now you can see that the blinking cell is the only available location for the tree left. So left click to put a tent. You can now set grass around that. So then I guess we can sort of go that logic there. Now try and complete the level. So that we know there's 2 in this. So we would go 1, 2. Okay. Definitely a pretty way of doing this style of puzzle. Okay, so these guys. This guy can only have one there or there. So assumably it's got to be there, which means those can't have one. This guy can only have one there. That's the 2 across the bottom. We'll say goodbye to that one. This guy has to have his there. There are 2 in this row. 1 there, 1 there. Done. Alright, let's go again. That one has to be 1, so that can't be 1. Neither can those. There's 2 in this, so we know that's going to be 1. There's none in that. There's 2 in this, so that one there and that one there. 1 here, it's got to be there. We are moving with speed. Okay. 2 in this row. Can't be... Well, let me think. There's probably going to be 1 there. Which means those won't be there. That one will be there. That'll be there. 1 in this row. 2 in that row. So that and... Lion. 3 in this row. Now, if there's 3 in that row, it has to be all 3 trees associated to that row. Excuse me. That have 1 there. There's 1 in this row, 1 in that row, 2 in that row, so that, and there. Let's see if we can smash like a 10-second time here. Probably just need to stop making grass. Not available. So we've... Okay, we get to the 6x6. Okay, so... 2 in this one, which would mean that assumably those 2. This guy has 1 that's him. There's 2 in this row, 1 in that row, 2 in that row. 13 seconds. I mean, the map's just got bigger, so I guess it's a bit more of a challenge to get. Alright, we're getting big now. Maybe I do have to do some clearing. Okay, so that one, there's nothing there, so we assume this guy's 1 is there. There's 1 across the top, and there's 2 in that row, so we can assume that that's that guy's. He's there, he's there, he's there, he's there. Okay, 2 in the bottom row, so assumably it has to be for the 2 of them. 1, his has to be that side because there's only 1 left in this row. We're going to say is there. This guy needs 3. That one there, and that one there. One's going to be there. If there's 3 in this row, they're all going to be sort of in that vicinity. This guy's got to be above him. 1 up the top. 1 down the bottom. 10 seconds. There we go. Okay, 2 in that row, so it's going to be those 2. That guy doesn't necessarily have to be that, so but we know there's 3 in this row, so we'll put those there. 1 above him. There's a second one in this row, so I'm not sure that could be right. And then there's 1 in this row, so we're going to put that guy there. See, this guy can't have... I think that has to be wrong. So you're going to have to figure this one out. Okay, so that's all right. That one's there, but there's no 0 here. So that's the only place that this guy could have one, which means that that can't be one. That's probably where my mistake was. That's our answer. Yeah, there we go. 48 seconds. Ugh. All right, into the 7s. This could be a very short one, this one. 2 in this row, so we're going to assume it's that and that. 2 in this row, so it's going to have to be that one and one of those two. 2 in this row, so it's going to have to be that. 2 in this, so I mean, there's 2 at the top. None in that row. Okay, so there's 2 in this row. No, it's not that one. It's got to be that guy then. So that's the one. That's the 2. Again, there's nothing in that row, so it'd be that. No, it can't be that. That guy there. There we go. Three in this row. Only one of those two could be one, so that's going to have to be one. That can't be one, so that's going to have to be one. One across the top, it's got to be his. So there's one there, and so we'd assume the other one's going to be there. 2 in this row, so it could be either of those two guys. There's only 1 in the bottom row. This guy's going to have to be one of these two. There's a second one in that row. There's 3 in that top row, so it leaves us with these two guys. So 1... I've got something missing from this row. Doesn't work out right. Alright, can we clear? Let's go from the start. This one's got me. It's 3 in this row, so we know that has to be one. So let's block those out. That means this guy has to be that one. So let's block that out. 2 in this row, so it has to be this guy is one of those. The other one's going to have to be this guy. There's 1 more in this row, so there's only 1 spot that could possibly go. That's going to belong to this guy. And then we've got 2 in this row, which means they're going to have to be those 2. There's 3 in this row, so he has to be there. Nothing in that one. 1 there, 1 there. No. Not his, sorry. So I'm missing a second one in this row. Nah, that can't be right. There we go. 2 minutes. Now we're getting into the puzzle part of this. Alright, 3 in this row. Can't be there because then neither of these two guys could have one, so they've got to be separated. Third one's going to belong to this guy down here. There's 2 in the bottom row, so assumably it's going to be those ones. Means that guy has to be there. That one has to belong there. This guy's now separated out, so change that to there. He's going to be that side. Who in this row? Have I made the assumption wrong here? But there has to be 3 in this row, which means that if this guy had one there, that guy couldn't have one, that guy couldn't have one, and this is the only other guy that could have someone in that row. There's definitely nothing here. What am I missing with this guy? Let's, again, clear the board. Has to be a full reset button here, right? Okay, firstly, we know there's nothing in that row, so that's a 0. It's 2 in this row. And it can't be there because otherwise this guy wouldn't be able to place someone there. So those two have to be those two. There's one in this row. That's the only logical spot it can be. There can't be any more in this row because that one's already gone. There's still got to be 3 in this row somehow, which just doesn't work. There also has to be 2 in this row. Gotta be 1 in this row. Of course. Otherwise, they're so close. Well, this guy can't have his here because that would block this guy from getting one. And I feel like I've got to restart because I've missed something. Alright, let's go back to this first part again. So, we know there's nothing in that row. These two have to be 1, that has to be 1. That has to be 1 as well then because he's blocked that way. This can't be 1. We need 3 in this row, so this guy has to have 1 in those 2, which means that can't be 1. The only spot left for this guy is there. But then that means the only spot left for this guy is here. That doesn't mean that has to be there, does it? So let's get rid of that and put that there. Then they're acceptable. That's fine there. It just means that this guy would have to have his tent in this 1, which is now a double up. Can't see it. That guy's down there. Well, if I put that there, got rid of that. See, there's a 2 and a 1, so someone's missing something across the bottom here. Which would be that tent there, but that doesn't work either because the it has to touch one of these two, this guy's 2 things. So that can't be right. 2 in that row gets rid of 1 in this row. That makes this guy conflict. That makes these 2 conflict. Give me a hint. What's a hint look like in this game? The blinking cells are incorrect. Take me back to the level. I want to look at it. I failed that one miserably. All right. Let's try and get a recovery here because we were moving real smooth there till that calamity. All right. There's nothing in this row. This guy can only be there or there. Only 1 in this row. There's 2 in this row. Since this guy would have to have his there or there, I would assume that this guy's got to be there. If that's the case, we've got to block all that out. Quite the assumption though, but because that guy has to have his there, this guy has to be there, and we can block them out. That means that one and that one are those guys' respective ones. There's still 1 required in both of these, so we can assume those would be correct for the bottom. Which then means we need 2 in this row, well we've currently got none. 1 in that row, 1 there. There we go, we're back on top of things. Alright, we've got no zeros, so nothing to wipe out. This guy here can only have 1 in either of those 2 spots. So we know that that can't be 1, because otherwise he'd be in conflict. 2 in this row, there's 3 guys that could have 1 in that row. 2 in this row, there's 3 that could have 1. 2 in this row, there's 3 that could have 1. Heaps that could have 1 in that row. Alright, I guess we're going to make some guesses here. Now, if I was to guess that either of these, if this guy had 1 here, or if that guy had 1 there, it would mean that the other one wouldn't be able to have a square, because there's only 1 in this right row, so it can't. If I put 1 here for this guy can't be there. If I put 1 here for this guy, then this guy can't have 1 there. So that, I'm going to say, is nothing, which means that's 1, which means that's nothing, that's 1. Those are nothing. There has to be 2 in this row, so that's 1. There's only 1 in this row. There's 2 in here, so we've got 2 left. There's 2 left. There's only 1 left in that, 1 left in that, 1 left in that. So we've... How many tents have we got left? 5? 5 to place? No. What's the 5 there? I don't quite know what that's in reference to. Okay. There's 1 in this row. There's 2 in this row. So obviously it's either going to be this guy and this guy share those. So we can assume that since he can't... he can only then put a house here, then neither of those 2 could have something, and that has to be his spot, which we would then assume all of that. Still 2 in this row, 1 in this row, 1 in this row. So there's 1 in this row, it has to belong to him. If there's 2 in this row is now done, which means the 1 in this row belongs to this guy, and I think he's got a dealer's choice of where that goes. This guy has to be there, that guy has to be there. That's the full demo. I think we dare try this guy one more time. See if I can remember. If I can finally solve it. Alright, so that row we know there's nothing in. There's only 1 in this row, and we know it has to belong to this guy. So those definitely aren't anything. There's 3 in this row, and we know that 2 of those have to belong to these 2, or 2 of the 3 belong to this guy, which means that guy can't have 1. So we can rule him out. 2 along the bottom, which means this guy has to have 1 down the bottom. No, he doesn't. Because this guy can have 1 down the bottom, and then this guy can have 1 down the bottom, and they're separate. Though there does have to be 1 in this row, which would belong to him, and then that one goes there. Okay, then we have 2 in this row, where we've currently got none. And then 1 in that row, 1 in that row, 1 there. Well, that was a lot easier this time, wasn't it? I mean, I could have tried to retain the information I got last time, but no, there I am. Done! And that's the full demo. That's quite a fun one. Nice and clean looking game. Any questions or comments, feel free to check them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.